Yo, what is going on, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. And today I'm going to show you guys my settings for F123. If you're using a Moza R9 wheelbase, I'm going to show you guys the setting in pit house and the in-game settings in F123. I did notice if you guys are using the default settings in-game, the R9 tends to overheat. So I have these settings that I use here that helps with that, but you still get a really good feel. So we're going to start off with the if you click up here, this little wheelbase here, it'll take you to your basic settings and your settings for your Moza R9 wheelbase. So maximum steering you want to keep at 360 degrees. That is usually the F1 cars, they have 360 degrees of rotation. We have our road sensitivity here. I have mine to 10. You can bump this down to 9, probably 8, but I like it at 10. Game force feedback intensity, we're going to keep that at 100% because we want all those 9 Newton meters working. Maximum wheel speed, I have it at 50%. Wheel spring strength at 0. This is a return to center effect. This is more for drifting, not really for F1. Wheel damper, I have at 45%. You can turn this down to 40 until 30, maybe 25. But I think a sweet spot for me is 45%. You can mess around with this setting here depending on your preference. We're gonna go up to advanced settings here. I have my force feedback reversal, I have that off. Maximum output torque limit, we have that at 100%. Hands off protection, I have that on. Steering wheel inertia, because I'm using an FSR steering wheel, it already has the option. The values for that is 1100. But if you're using an ES steering wheel, it'll go up to 1550. If you're using a CS or RS steering wheel, it'll go up to 2800. But because I'm using the FSR wheel, I am using this. This is for the KS, the GS, and the FSR steering wheel inertia ratio. Natural inertia, we have at 200%. Wheel friction, I have that at 30. Speed dependent damping, I have 65%. And then start point of speed dependent damping is at 200 kilometers. Here we have our FFB effect equalizer. The 10 hertz, let me move this out the way. 10 hertz, I have it at 80. This is the operating wheel body bumps. So that's at 80. The 15 hertz, I have at 150%. That is for the 80 kilometer curb effects. 25 hertz, I have that at 180%. This affects the ABS vibration. These 40 hertz, I have at 160%. This is a 160 kilometer curb effects. 60 hertz, I have at 120%. This controls the 80 kilometer grass effects, the curb effects at 140 kilometers, and the sand effects at 60 kilometers. And this is a new thing here, the HF vibration. I haven't really messed around with this yet. It is the vehicle's road sensing force feedback with the road sensing equalizer, and dependently adjust the force feedback from low to high frequency road sensing. I'm gonna keep this at 100 for now. I'm gonna tweak this later. I'm just probably get some updates on you guys if once I get this to understand what this does first. But I keep this at 100%, and let's keep that 100% for now. Base force feedback curve. I use linear. You can tweak this however you want. You can go change out the curves here, but I just use linear. Miscellaneous, the most important thing here is your soft limit stiffness. Make sure that's at 1. And in the soft limit strength, I have it at hard, but you can mess around with this to soft and middle. And then we'll move into our settings here for our in-game for F123. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to controls, vibration, and force feedback. Like you see, I have mine already set up for my Moza wheel and my Husenfeld pedals. We're going to go to vibration and force feedback. And then now we have vibration and force feedback strength. I have this down to 80. You can bump this up if you need more strength on your wheel to 95 at max. Don't go any higher because that's when I started seeing the overheating issue on the R9. I keep it at 80, maybe 85 if you want a little bit more strength, but 80 for me feels good. On track effects at 25. You can change this to your preference. You can bump this up all the way to 40, but that's the limit where it starts overheating. So that's why I keep it down to 25. You still get good feeling, but the overheating issues happens above 30-ish, 40. Rumble strip effect, I keep that at 12. Once again, you can bump this down to 10, even as high as 15, but I like 12. Off traffic effects, I have at 10. This is the minimum. You can bump this up to again 15, but I like it at 10. Wheel damper, I have a 23. You can bump this up all the way to 35, as low as 20. 23 feels good for me, and it helps with the overheating. And then maximal wheel rotation, I have it set to the base 360 degrees, but if you want more rotation or quicker rotation with the wheel, you can bump this down to 330, 320, but don't go below 320 and don't go above 360. Those are the limits. But you can mess around with this if you want a quicker rotation, quicker turning. But I keep it at 360 degrees, and then supercars keep that at 900. Now with these settings, I do notice that it provides really good feedback, and the R9 wheelbase doesn't overheat with these settings. You can tweak it, but don't set it up too high, because the default settings, they have it too high to where the R9 gets really hot to the touch, like even through my gloves. With these settings, after like 2 hours of live streaming, um, it barely gets warm. So you still get a good enough feedback with these settings, and the R9 is temperature wise will be at normal temperatures and it won't be overheating that much. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully this helps you guys. Leave some comments below if you guys like this, if you don't like it, what can we improve on this. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.